What's going on, Helldivers? A quick tips video for you guys as you guys are getting into the game as Xbox divers or returning to the game, or you just bought the game. A lot of people are asking me what's my favorite Warbonds, what do these samples mean, what are these currencies? Well, let's get into it real quick. So the biggest thing first we're going to start off with is the Warbonds. Warbonds will be your essential for getting all your new gear, getting your new weapons and things like that. Each one costs about 1,000 super credits, so we haven't seen a change from that. But you do start off with Helldivers Mobilized for free. This is part with the game, comes with it. It is 10 pages and you will get through it. I recommend getting through it before you even look at your Warbonds. That way you can get a, handle on the game and figure out what you like in the game. Everybody has a favorite enemy. Mine is bots, but I am an MO diver. I will be diving the MO most days on stream, usually not breaking away from that. But when there's no MO, I'm over on the bot front helping out my bot friends. So the biggest thing here is with all these Warbonds, you're going to have to make decisions. For 1,000 super credits each, you'll see, you have a lot of choices. But when I first started the game, I wish I knew these ones were going to be my most important. The first Warbond that will change your game is Democratic Detonation. Democratic Detonation has 1, 2, 3, 4 excellent options within it, and a close fifth. Adjudicator is a medium armor pen assault rifle, but we'll get into that. So the thing that makes this essential is it can be used on most fronts. This Warbond can be used in most cases in a team, as it does give you grenade armor with recoil when proning or crouched. Excellent for most fronts. The other thing about it is the thermite grenade will take down your heavy enemies like nothing. Throwing a thermite onto a charger most of the time will kill it instantly. So that's what makes the thermite awesome. You can throw it on a Hulk, you can throw it on a charger, you can throw it on a Bile Titan and Impaler. Harvester, I don't really get good results against the Illuminate for that, but it does take out tanks and things like that, so it will be a game changer for you. The Eruptor for some people is a must-have with a heavy armor penetration. It also can just strike enemies and kill them. Almost every enemy in the game. It is an option. I'm not a big fan of it. The reload rate is still a little slow for me, but some people live and die by it. The crossbow, on the other hand, every single front it is useful. It has medium armor penetration. It can kill everything like it's butter. Fabricators, bug holes, Illuminate ships, it can kill them all. It also has AoE on explosion, which can kill huge groups of Illuminate, huge groups of bugs, and along with take out the bots. And when they're landing, if you hit the bottom of their dropship, it will kill a lot of bots. You also have the grenade pistol as a backup plan. As a secondary, this can also close every single type of ship fabricator or bug hole in the game. The only bug hole it can't close anymore is the Bile Titan hole that was introduced a little bit ago. But it is a great option, and it should be your first starter Warbond, as it will get you through most fronts without having a problem. My second Warbond I would recommend is Cutting Edge. Currently, with everything going on, the Sickle, the Plasma Punisher, the Blitzer can really change your game. I'm starting to move away from Cutting Edge, as certain Warbonds that have come up recently have been pretty well. But Cutting Edge was one of those ones that the Sickle will be a game changer if you haven't had anything that has to reload. If you pay attention, you never really have to reload. There's no drawbacks, really. You also get electrical armor that will defend you against all the new electrical toys, such as the De-Escalator and the Lightning Guard Dog, along with most of the Illuminate tech is kind of weakened down. You also have the Blitzer, which some people will live and die by on the Illuminate and bug front. It stuns them, it kills groups, and it has a nice little AoE charge rate. The Plasma Punisher has AoE. I haven't ever got behind that, but the thing about it here is the stun grenade is a must-have for me on the bot front. This stops my Hulks for me to allow me to get away or headshot. You can also use it on most fronts to get away from the enemy. So that's why I put Cutting Edge number 2. Number 3 is always going to be a close call, because based on your front, this could determine a lot of things. But I have slowly come to realize that it's probably Servants of Freedom. Servants of Freedom has the double-edged sickle that if you have fire armor or just, pay attention, laying down with this with fire armor will allow you to get up to heavy armor pen. And with a vitality booster giving you, 25% more health, you can just sit there and unload and kill most things just in, while firing. The ultimatum is also a great option, as this will kill your fabricators and your heavy targets pretty easily. For a while, it used to kill stratagem jammers and the like, but they have nerfed it since then. It made sense. You also are given the Seeker Grenade, which is never a bad option. Can kill most enemies on the map. has medium armor pen, which is also crazy. And you can just eat these things out and they will find about 30 kills for you every time you throw one if you're good at it. You also get the portable hell bomb, which is the most fun I've ever had in the game. Is wearing this with democratic protects armor. That way you can survive having that bomb on your back. That's my top 3, guys. But it's always going to be close, as Borderline Justice has the Deadeye, the Talon, and the Jetpack. I am in love with the Talon and the Deadeye. On the bot front, they're game changers. And then you also have close ones in every single one. Right now, this new Warbond is a little overtuned, with the de-escalator being able to kill Bile Titans and everything else. And the Electric Guard Dog can kill about 30 enemies in one shot, as you can see even in the video it shows it doing it. So it depends on who you are, guys. As I'll always say, if you're on the bug front, you could go for Freedom's Flame. You could buy this whole Warbond just for the cookout and be okay. That's where you start off. Sealed Veterans comes with our Super Citizen, has the Revolver, which has heavy armor pen, and the Breaker Incendiary, which used to be the king of killing bugs. So that's my Warbond tips for you guys quickly. I know it was quick. I could go over every single Warbond for you and go into depth. I think that I'm going to start moving away from Cutting Edge soon, as we're about to get a new Warbond on Thursday that may be a game changer and looks to be such. But Cutting Edge is still there, as long as that stun grenade is a must for me. So let's move on to the next part. So returning, you may be like, whoa, Demo, your ship looks different. Well, that's why we're going to get into our next part, which is samples in the different currencies. I'm going to put these two together just so you can see it, but you'll notice my ship looks different. That's because as you use those samples on things to upgrade, your ship will change. And that's why I'm running over to this terminal. That terminal used to be back right here. It has since been upgraded, so it moved backwards. Keep an eye out on that, guys. Things will change in your ship, but everything kind of, you'll figure it out pretty quickly. So we're going to talk about the currencies we have. What you're looking at right now, it's 500 green, 250 orange, and 100 purple. That is your common samples, rare samples, and super samples. These are what you buy your ship modules with. Your ship modules and requisition slips also get involved with that, but we'll go over those in a minute. We'll buy your ship modules. These modules each have their own little cooldown buffs, different changes to your stratagems in general, and are actually super important. They will be game changers as you go through, guys. You can determine which ones are more important to you as you play the game. I just recommend paying attention, as these do have caps. 500, 250, 100 is your caps on those currently, so make sure you pay attention to that, because you do not want to earn samples and think, oh, I'll just get them all and then go and buy. Nope. A lot of these will be almost at cap when you buy them, so keep an eye out on that, guys. We're also going to talk about requisition slips. Requisition slips help you with ship modules and your stratagems. This is what you buy your stratagems with. You only have to buy them once to unlock them forever. Requisition slips come from just completing missions. The higher the difficulty, the more requisition slips, and can also be found down on planet. You will earn stratagems with levels as well. Once you unlock them with your levels, you'll have to come over here and buy them with your requisition slips. Don't force yourself to earn requisition slips. You will be almost capped to the entire game, and just keep buying, as you go. Make sure you're always spending them, and then eventually you'll never need them again. It really hits that. Their requisition slips are now used for weapon customization as well. That was a recent addition, but as you come over here, you'll be using requisition slips here. But as I said, you will cap out on them just as you're completing missions and going through your difficulties. The higher the difficulty, the more requisition slips at the end, as long as you're not killing, friendlies and things like that. Not teammates, friendlies, such as, survivors and sea soldiers. Also, we're going to look at 250 medals. That is what you use to buy everything in your Warbond pages. This Warbond cost me 873 medals total. I'm able to get 250 medals like nothing, so don't worry about it. Also, make sure you're always spending those, as 250 is the cap. And as we complete MOs, they like to give us about 50-55. So at the end of an MO, if you are capped, you won't get any medals. You will get 0, and they do not retroactive. So make sure you're always watching that. To get these specific samples, look at your difficulty. At the bottom of the screen right now, you'll see samples green, orange, purple. And as I go down in difficulty, you'll see when I jump from 6 to 5, purples will turn off. You can no longer earn purples. If I go 2 more, you can only get commons. So from 1 to 3, you can only get commons. 4, 5, you can get commons and rares. And then from 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you can get commons, rares, and super samples. The higher the difficulty, the higher the cap on the planet as well of those samples. It is always advised to play on the highest difficulty possible for yourself. I will also say do not get intimidated by the next difficulty up, as it's usually just an enemy increase and a different armored targets, but eventually you won't notice the difference between 7 and 10. As you can see, once you get to 7, there's no real, huge change. You're just getting a little bit more. Along with these operational modifiers on the right-hand side, you have one more as you go up in difficulty, but you usually can get around that pretty easily with a good team. So yeah, guys, that's quickly going over a couple of things in the game. The other currency is super credits. Super credits are your premium currency, just like in other games where you have gold or gems. You can get those down on planets, usually in groups of 10, but there is the lucky 100 that you can find down on planet, or you can just spend your money and buy them. This is what you buy your Warbonds with. Warbonds cost about 1,000, and items in the superstore cost vary as well. Sorry, I right-clicked. As you can see, this armor's 250, this one's 400. I don't know how they determine that price, but that's how it goes. But yeah, guys, anytime a new Warbond comes out, a new superstore page also usually comes out. So if you're getting everything in a new Warbond, make sure you always have these kind of built up to about 2,000. Usually is my safe spot. And Warbonds typically also have super credits to unlock in them, so you can get about 300 back. So every Warbond's about $7 USD. So yeah, guys, that's a quick tips video for you guys. If you guys enjoyed it, remember to hit the like button. Let me know in the comments if you want to see specific tips, and I will dig right on in. I'll see you guys down on the war front, and welcome Xbox players to the game.